In this video, I will be showing you how to calculate various descriptive statistics using Excel. So what I have here in Excel already is a small data set containing just 6 values, and I want to go ahead and calculate some descriptive statistics. So in order to do this, I have to have already added the analysis toolkit. So if you have not done that first, you need to do that first. I've got my data set here, so I'm going to come up here and hit Data. I'm going to come over to Data Analysis, and then I'm going to make sure that my analysis tool is highlighted over Descriptive Statistics. There's a lot of different stuff that we're going to be able to do in here, but right now we want to do some descriptive statistics. So I'm going to hit OK. Now I need to tell it what my data set is. So if there's anything in there, you're just going to go ahead and clear that out. And then I'm going to tell Excel which numbers I want it to look at. So I'm going to come over to my data here. I'm going to click on the first number. While still holding down on the mouse, I'm going to drag my finger down until I have that green dashed box going around just the numbers that I want. I don't want to go any further than that because then it's going to try and calculate values for this nothingness, and we don't want it to do that. We just want these numbers here, and then I'm going to release my mouse, and now it's put that in there for me. Then the other thing I want to do is we can do our output by either putting it in the same sheet that it is now. We could do a new worksheet, or we could do a whole new workbook. A whole new workbook would open a completely separate screen, having one screen with the data set and then a whole different one with the output. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how you can get the output to show up on the same screen as your original data set. So I'm going to click on Output Range, and then you can see our cursor is flashing here. So I'm going to come back into my Excel book, and I'm just going to click on wherever I want the output to start. So I want it to start in C1. So I'm going to click C1, and that's where it's going to start showing me all of the results. And then the last thing we want to do is we want to make sure that this summary statistic box is checked. So the first time you go in here, it will probably be unchecked. So you want to make sure that you check that box. Otherwise, it's not going to calculate anything for you. So our input range, we have all of our data highlighted. Our output range is where we want the results to start from. So I usually have my results start 1 or 2 rows away from my data set. And then summary statistics. So I'm going to hit OK. It might take a couple of minutes to calculate everything. That's okay. It'll eventually show up. And now we can see for this data set we have a mean of 78, a standard error of 3.4448, a median of 76.5. It shows us the mode, but the mode will not work properly if there is more than one mode. It only shows you the first mode. It doesn't show you any subsequent modes. So mode is something that you have to do by hand to make sure that you get all of them. Standard deviation, sample variance. We don't need to worry about kurtosis or skewness. You can just ignore those. The range of the data, the minimum, the maximum, the sum of all of the data, and how many data values there are. And that is the descriptive statistics tool.